was Skylar Cole singing the national anthem. A fantastic rendition. Broadcasting live, 2K Sports presents the NBA. It's Monday night. And tonight, our matchup. We'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Dallas Mavericks. Alongside Greg Anthony, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And tonight, we'll be joined by the man with his finger on the pulse of the NBA. No one better than Shams Charania. Shams, it is so great to have you courtside with us.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much. Talking basketball is what and honestly, we were born to do, so let's do it.
And look at the guys by our side, man. We all love this game. Let's go right into it. Looking now at some numbers for Trae Young.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. The star backcourt, Doncic and Irving are the guard set. At one forward, Thompson. At the other forward, Washington. And it's Gafford in at center. And for Atlanta, Young and Bogdanovic are the guards. The pairing up front, Johnson and Capella. And it's Reza Shea in at the small forward. Here we go. And it's the Mavericks to start out. One thing Shams here talked about, banning top 10 pick protections in trades. Why is that?
We saw Dallas absorb a big fine a couple years ago, but then they drafted Derek Lively, and it truly worked out for them. So if you're going to avoid that, maybe it's better to change the trade rules to avoid those kinds of incentives. But Dallas really, I think if they could do that over again and absorb the fine, they would want it to be double the amount, the way that Derek Lively looked and the way that he played.
Well said. I totally agree. I'm trying to break free, and it's Capella missing. Now, here's Doncic. 23 points his last outing. Irving passes to Washington. Doncic outside. And it's Trae Young with the rebound. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to speak with Quinn Snyder just before the game. Undoubtedly, their defensive focus is trying to limit Luka Doncic. Coach told me Luka is a great player who impacts the game on so many levels. No one has been able to shut him down. We just need to play with physicality and make him work for everything. We'll see how they handle one of the toughest matchups in the NBA. Guys?
Thanks, David. Shot clock at 5. The shot by Thompson, no good. Here's Reza Shea. He's covered by Thompson. Bogdanovic, no luck.
They haven't been able to find their rhythm. That's 3 straight misses now.
Doncic feeling it out. Thompson outside. Fires from deep. Connects from three-point range. Shams, you've been around the NBA for a long time now. Which players do you enjoy watching the most?
Greatness, especially the guys that are regarded among the greatest of all time, like LeBron James, like Stephen Curry, like Kevin Durant. You have to throw those in there. But this is a new era, a new crop. The Jason Tatums, Jaylen Browns, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Have to throw Luka Doncic in there. You have Donovan Mitchell, you have Paolo Banchero, you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Joel Embiid, you have Tyrese Maxey, Jimmy Butler, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama. So let's not have anyone here left out.
All right, they're all fun to watch. in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Mavericks. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record.
And I think for the Mavericks, they've been taking no prisoners here in the early part of the season. It's been a very fast start and a lot of focus for this group.
Yeah, and it's to no one's surprise. This is a well-run, well-coached organization. They have a strong culture. They're going to be a tough out for anyone.
Now, here's Capella. We saw him with 10 points last game. Pass to Young. They need this one. And the rejection by Gafford.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Deflects the pass. Capella dishes to Bogdanovich. Buries the long-range jumper. And we saw some players banged up down the stretch last season, Shams.
I'm told that there was a focus on maybe allowing some more flexibility in physicality. It definitely upped the intensity some. And I think that's what the fans want, but there are going to be some trade-offs, and that includes the free throw rates, that includes game time, and in the long haul, adding some more physicality and adding some more attention to detail defensively and allowing defenders to play more and defend more. That should be good for the game.
Yeah, those were good trends, I would agree. Here's Young, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Pass to Rizichet. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. Mavericks leading by 4. Irving passes to Gafford. And Gafford throws it down.
I like the selfless approach from Kyrie tonight, doing whatever he can to help his team.
And so it's Young who brings it up for Atlanta. Outplayed in the previous game. On their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
Well, on the road, your defense needs to withstand runs from the other side, and that wasn't the case for them.
Irving's shot is good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Bogdanovich finds Young. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
Well, such a creative finisher. Young will find a way, even with the defender all over.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. First trip to the line for him here.
And take a look at what he's been able to do at the free throw line. 82% more than acceptable.
That free throw missing.
The all-around game of Doncic is impressive. A walking triple-double threat every night.
And he sinks the second. Hey, Shams, I know you cover the league like no one else, but I've seen your jump shot. You have a sweet J. You must have played organized ball, I'm assuming.
I played a little bit in high school, Kevin, but once I got cut in high school, that's when I knew my career path will have to trend into what I'm doing now, into writing and covering the NBA. But listen, I have a lot of confidence in my jump shot, watching players like Steph Curry shoot the basketball. I'm not trying to give any comparisons, but I do love to shoot the ball. That is the one thing I know I can do decently on the
I know. I love your answer.
Not much else, but I can shoot.
Young's shot is good.
Well, that one from mid-range. Young's got a quick release.
Dallas leading by 6. Doncic kicks to Thompson. Pass to Doncic. For the screen on Young. And here's Doncic from the arc. Dallas again missing. Atlanta's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Taking a look here at some numbers for Trae Young. The past month has been surreal. And such a great distributor and decision maker, among the top 10 in assists per game.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers. Always up to the challenge. His top 5 ranking has him right there with the elite. Here's Doncic. Driving inside. What a terrific move that was.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Daniels checked in for the Hawks. Derek Lively, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Marshall comes in for Washington. Pass to Rizachet. Johnson kicks to Daniels. Hawks passing it around. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
The three for Doncic. And they recover it. Lively the pass to Doncic. Tries again. Rebound by the Hawks. Johnson's got his fourth rebound in this one.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
It's Bogdanovich on the wing, covered by Irving. Bogdanovich, no luck. Mavericks leading by 6. And with the new broadcasting deals, NBA salaries figuring Shams to skyrocket.
And we're not even just talking about the players, Kevin. It's the coaches. It's the front office executives. Everyone is seeing some massive, massive paydays. Every single year, we're seeing the biggest contract in league history, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger in years to come.
Are you surprised at the size of some of these coaching deals? I mean, the numbers are amazing tonight.
Coaching, these front office deals, it's getting higher and higher, and once Monty Williams signed the deal he did in 2023, that only elevated the market for coaches, and front office executives also are getting big paydays.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Inside, here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Yeah, sometimes this seems too easy for Capella. The hoop is right there for him.
Pass to Marshall. Shoots the 3. Rebounded by the Hawks.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And here is Johnson. There's 1:47 left here in the opening quarter. Clock at 6. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. And it's Rizachet missing. Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Heat.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, and it's one thing to get the shots you want. It's another to make them. They've got good scorers on this team.
And here is Johnson after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. Johnson dishes to Capella. Buries it down low.
And defenders have to be mindful of Capella. His length and strength can be a problem down low.
Doncic outside. Marshall sets a screen for Doncic. Thompson outside. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. The Hawks trail by 10. And here's Daniels. Scoreless thus far. 30 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Stolen by Lively. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Okongwu's checked in for Clint Capella. Nance comes in for Jalen Johnson. Hunter's checked in for Rizachet. Young is subbed in for Bogdan Bogdanovich. Dallas also making some changes. Dante Exum is checked in for Thompson. And it's Quentin Grimes in for Kyrie Irving.
not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Here's Grimes. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. And the Mavericks lead by 13.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. The Mavericks on top. They lead by 13. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Atlanta. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Dallas?
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And also, given the game is more fast-paced nowadays, I like the way they've capitalized in transition, keeping their foot on the gas.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, we've got Derek Lively. Kyrie Irving is out there with Dante Exum. And it's Grimes in at the 2. Late June, NBA free agency is such a busy time for you, Shams. During the start of that hectic period, walk us through your day. What's your life like? I've asked you this before in previous times you've been out here with us, but do you get any sleep?
I'm up 24/7 because the great part about free agency, Kevin, is you never know when you might get that call, you might get that text. When a player has committed, when a player has decided to go to a specific NBA team, that is what I live for. That's what I know the fans live for, and I'm one of those fans. So I want to make sure I know as well, and I'm able to inform in an appropriate, timely, responsible, and fair way, and accurately. So for me, there's not much wiggle room when it comes to sleep. I try to make up for it later, but NBA free agency, trade deadline, draft, those are time periods when I know I have to be on. I might be getting a call now, Kevin, actually.
Well, wait, I was just going to ask you. We're doing this game. I'm looking at your phone. It's lighting up. You're looking down. You're looking at the game. You're talking to me. You're doing two things at once.
I have to be multitasking at all times, Kevin. You know that.
Oh, it's the best. The shot's good from Nance.
Well, if you're free in the pick and roll, Young will find you.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Irving against Young. It's stolen by Nance. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. And that one's good, Irving.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
The Hawks trail by 12. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Atlanta making a switch here. Buffkin's checked in. Washington's checked in for Dallas. Hey, Shams, it seems like with these younger teams coming, we may be witnessing a transfer of power in the NBA. What do you think?
It's really due to the parity that we're seeing in the league, and we haven't seen this much parity in a really long time. It's wide open for teams in both conferences, in the East and West, to claim that top perch. We have to give the league a lot of credit. There's tons of parity.
Which I think is leading to expansion talk, correct? We've got so much talent right now, we can kind of let it ooze out a little bit to some other areas.
Certainly expansion, a couple more teams in the league. The league really loves where they're at now. And any given year, anyone can win.
Here's Buffkin. Young, right side. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Well, year after year, Young is one of the best when it comes to drawing fouls.
And the first one drops.
2 shots.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Young against Irving. Here's Lively. And Capella sends it back.
An emphatic block by Capella, using his size and strength to shut the offense down.
Lively inside. Capella covering. And here is our 2K leaderboard. These teams have been on fire over the course of the past 10 games. Second, the Mavericks.
Well, their offensive efficiency was really impressive during the last month. They're looking to carry that momentum into this one.
And Shams, nothing gets a workout like your phone. We're here, we're talking NBA, we're watching this game. We got this great group here courtside. You've got 2 phones working, and I'm sure there's a third hidden in your bag. Can you estimate how many texts do you send and receive a day? Is there even a number we can put with them?
Kevin, how many texts do you get a day related to NBA info? You're coming at me. You know the job is, it's hundreds of messages flooding my phone on a daily basis. And the screen time usually in busy seasons tends to be closer to 18 to 20 hours. But this is what we signed up for. This is what we love to inform the audience.
Oh, and I know you love every second of it. Here's Reza Shea. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to Hunter. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Look, he's a lengthy wing who can defend multiple positions and space the floor. Hunter has a lot of value in this league.
And both free throws good for Hunter.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Here's Grimes. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Miami.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
And that one's good. Hunter.
A dead-eye catch-and-shoot guy. Hunter is someone you have to run off his shots.
Irving against Young. Grimes passes to Irving. 6 on the shot clock. To the inside. And finished off by Lively.
Given his shooting ability, Irving presents a ton of problems in the pick and roll.
The Hawks trail by 8. Pass to Reza Shea. Now Capella. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Back to Hunter. Capella, the best in ants. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Yeah, great communication and timing. Setting Capella up for a big jam.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
Mavericks timeout.
welcome to the screen.
Johnson's checked in for the Hawks. Bogdanovich comes in for DeAndre Hunter. Now here's Hardy, defended by Young. Hardy passes to Gafford. Now here's Thompson. Back to Gafford. Now here's Hardy. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Wednesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. And then on Saturday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Utah up against the Jazz.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
He doesn't get the second one.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
And it's Young at the elbow. Pass to Rizachet. Young against Thompson. Just 5 to shoot. Launches a 3. Kicks it out to Johnson. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and lays it in. Johnson's got his first 2 points.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Thompson outside from deep three-point land. They get it back. Pass to Hardy. Bogdanovich against Thompson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, Thompson is known for that shooting ability, but deserves more recognition for his defense. He's got the size, the lateral quickness, and most importantly, the desire defensively.
DeAndre Hunter, he's checked in for Young. He hits both from the stripe. The Hawks trail by 6. Rizachet with it. Nothing on the board. The 3 from Bogdanovich. Here's Capella. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
Yeah, he's an incredible offensive rebounder. Capella just works so hard to get ideal positioning when the shot goes up.
Exum kicks to Washington. Up top, Gafford. Capella covering. Pass to Exum. Over Johnson. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Well, if you have the space, you have to take that shot. He missed it, but he's trying to keep the defense honest.
Now, here's Hunter. Johnson up top. Let's go. A rebound by Washington.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Hardy passes to Exum. Thompson outside. Fires the 3. Rebound by the Hawks.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
Johnson outside. pass to Bogdanovich. Good on the three-point shot. Bogdanovich has got 8.
That's a go-to shot for Bogdanovich. He's so confident pulling the trigger.
And here's Hardy, still without a basket. For this screen on Hunter. Here's Exum. Here's Gafford. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. And what a treat it was to have Sean stop by. He's definitely become part of the fabric of the NBA.
Yeah, and I'll say this. You won't need a harder worker in terms of NBA coverage. Shams has amazing dedication to his craft.
Thompson for 3. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night from the field, but his teammates have had his back.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. 10 points for him. Takes a 3. Rebounded by Gafford. Gafford's got 4 rebounds now tonight. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. It's Washington high post. Johnson on him. Washington sets the pick for Thompson. No good on the triple. It could go. And no good that time. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Mavericks lead by 1. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyrie, they got themselves going in the second quarter. How do you get control of the game back?
It starts with not getting the ball out of the net. You know, we got to get stopped, and it starts in that end. That's where it's really going to start for us. And we just got to continue to compete. That's all.
Kyrie, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
They're thinking about the shot. Please give it.
Hey folks, let's kick this halftime show off by checking out the Players of the Week. And just to throw you guys a little curveball here, what's your take on the alternate floor designs teams are using these days?
It's different, that's for sure. Now, if you're watching TV, you know, it jumps out at you. But the players on the court don't even notice it.
That's because you're always looking up at everybody, Kenny. Always knew what the floor looked like.
And focusing back in on the Hawks, they're in a tight one.
Playing for one another. The phrase gets overused, but tonight it's right.
Hey, we should try a harmony.
Let's do it.
Playing for one another.
The phrase gets overused. Kenny, get on beat.
But tonight it's right.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Bogdanovich on the wing. He's paired with Rizichet. The pairing up front, Johnson and Capella. And it's Young in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Stan, you've been on the bench in the NBA for many decades. What were some of your biggest pet peeves as a coach?
Oh, my gosh, Kevin, that would be a long list. But the two biggest would be this. I think, number one, anytime there was a lack of effort, you're not running back on defense, things like that, that I had a hard time tolerating. And then mental breakdowns, things we had prepared for over and over and over again, and then guys just zone out and forget what they're supposed to do. Those were things that were hard to tolerate.
Especially when you would take such care in preparing them in every way. It's got to be just excruciating.
Frustrating as heck.
Now, here's Doncic. After the miss from Trae Young. Pass to Gafford. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got his 6th assist on the night. And so it's Young who brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They trail by 3.
And how about his athleticism for a big man? Capella is able to make plays above the rim.
Now, here's Doncic. 6 points for him. Thompson with the 3.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
Johnson outside. Pass to Rizichet. Johnson kicks to Young. Takes the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Young's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, anytime you want a three-point shooting competition, Young is up for it.
Outside Irving. Here's Doncic. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. Irving passes to Washington. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Trae Young.
Nice work to get it inside and draw contact.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over.
Here they are. Go. 4.
These are the top distributors of the basketball for the last 10 games as shown on the 2K leaderboard. The 4th spot held by Trae Young.
And those games have seen him dropping more dimes than you might have thought possible.
Here's Bogdanovich. 10 points for him. Pass to Rizichet. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Washington. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. If you think Luka Doncic makes amazing shots in the games, you should see his trick shots. It's legendary stuff with his teammates. Luka says, I'm just making them up. I like to have fun, so sometimes I just try some new stuff. And of course, Kevin, he always feels like they're going in.
Thank you, D.A. He is a magician with the ball. A very creative mind, and it's fun to watch. Here's Doncic. After the basket by Bogdanovich.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Capella kicks to Johnson. And the 3 off target.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Thompson sets the pick for Doncic. Thompson outside. Here's the 3. Atlanta with the rebound. Johnson's got 8 rebounds in this game. Young from deep 3-point range. Capella with the bucket.
They are just killing them on the interior.
The Mavericks have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Doncic dishes to Thompson. And they double up Doncic. Doncic with a strong move inside.
And inside, Luka knows the bucket is there, so he is willing to fight for it.
Pass to Rizachet. Back to Young. That shot off. Nice D from Doncic. Mavericks leading by 4. On the wing, Irving. Defended by Young. Doncic outside. And it's Rizachet with the rebound. And has gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them.
Oh, crafty move there by Young, finessing his way around the contact.
And Rizachet, the prototypical size and skill for a wingman.
Yeah, he's got some jelly to his game. Handle, touch. At his size, that becomes very tough to contain.
Here's Irving on the money from 12 feet away. Irving's got 12.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
Now Young. He's got 19. Capella with a screen on Doncic. And Young, here we go. Bogdanovich wide open. The basket good off the assist from Young. And that's 15 points for Bogdanovich. The Mavericks have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the 3rd quarter. Irving passes to Washington. In the corner, it's Gafford. Good work defensively by Capella.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Stan, we have so many great players in this NBA. I mean, every night, from top to bottom, each roster, there's so many great players. But in your opinion, who is the toughest to game plan against?
Wow, that is a tough question because there's so many of them where there's no good answers. You know, let's take Jokic, for example. If you play him one-on-one, he's going to score virtually every time. If you come in, double-team him, send the second defender, he's going to make the right pass all the time. There's no way to absolutely stop him. You just do the best you can to limit their team.
The great ones always have answers, don't they, Stan?
If they didn't, Kevin, they wouldn't be the great ones.
Now, here's Doncic after the miss from Trae Young. Screen by Gafford. Doncic knocks in the 3.
Well, he was scuffling with this shot in the first half, but since the break, he's been putting it all together.
Pass to Hunter. Back to Young. Rebounded by Gafford. The Mavericks have gone 7 of 13 in the 3rd quarter so far, just above 50%.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Klay Thompson. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage, really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And back to his efficiency from 3, as you said, he's top 10 in the league. Defenses are now trying to deny him the basketball, but really to no avail.
A legendary shooter, Thompson is also a versatile defender who plays with great energy on both sides of the ball.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Okongwu comes in for Clint Capella, and Daniels subbed in for Trae Young. Now, here's Bogdanovich. 15 points in the game. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Okongwu. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Mavericks. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Thompson. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got his 8th assist in the game. Daniels passes to Okongwu. Here's Bogdanovich. Back to Okongwu. Got a hand on it. Now, here's Doncic. He's got 11. Atlanta with the rebound. 1:53 left in the third quarter. Daniels with it. No scoring in this one. Here's Okongwu. And Lively pulls it down. Lively's got rebound number 5 here tonight. The 3 for Doncic. No good. The Hawks trail by 5. To the middle. And stolen by Thompson. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. Oh, and the jam by Marshall.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Here is Daniels, guarded by Doncic. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. The Hawks number 1, the Mavericks 4th.
You know, it's been interesting to see both clubs really clamping down with their pressure on the ball defensively. I mean, forcing turnovers and then getting out in transition to score.
Harry Nance is checked in for Rizachet. Lost contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And how about the balance of Doncic on that possession? Amazing at just absorbing the contact and still with the strength to finish. Impeccable from the line since halftime.
There's 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Here is Daniels, guarded by Doncic. Bogdanovich passes to Okongwu. Kicks it out to Bogdanovich. Mans with no one around. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Pass to Marshall. Here's Grimes. Doncic outside. 5 to shoot. Lively sets a screen for Doncic. No good on the 3. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've done a lot of great work from long range. We come back right after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. On the floor for Dallas starting the 4th quarter here. Washington and Lively hold down the post for him. Then there's Dante Exum. Then there's Irving. And it's Grimes in at the 2 spot. And here's Irving. Pass to Exum. Back to Irving. Exum sets a screen for Irving. Launches it. Rebound Atlanta. Nance has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here is Daniels. He's covered by Irving. Now Young. Here's Hunter. It's deflected. Here's Grimes. Down low. And finished off by Lively.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Pass to Hunter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Stan, here we are watching DeAndre Hunter. What impresses you most about his game?
Well, I like how steady he has been since he came into the league. I like the fact that he's a guy who can make shots but doesn't need the ball a lot. And I especially like, Kevin, that he's just a guy who figures out what needs to be done, and he's willing to do any of it to help his team win.
What a great intangible, right? To shift during a game and, like you said, give the team what they need at that moment. Got that one up quick. Irving's got the lead up to 13 now for the Mavs.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first three of the half, there might be more in store.
To the paint. Here's Okongwu. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Lively's got his 6th rebound on the night. Irving passes to Grimes. It's Washington high post. Okongwu grabs the board. Hawks have gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter. Daniels kicks to Nance. Nance a screen on Irving. Young passes to Nance. Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
Nance is special. How easy is it for him to make the spectacular look routine?
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Grimes. Outside Irving. Pass to Washington. It's stolen by Nance. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Okongwu, the basket good. Off the assist from Young. Young's got his 6th assist on the night. And Jason Kidd is called timeout. He's not taking any chances. He wants to huddle him up right away.
Mavericks timeout. It's team set time. Let me hear you make some noise.
He's checked in for the Hawks. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Jason Kidd going over the plan with his team for the last few minutes. He told his players, I love the energy right now. You look like you're having fun out there. Keep playing for each other because our chemistry looks great right now. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. Lively sends a screen for Kleba. They get it back. And finished off by Lively.
Super work on the boards. Boy, they really want to put their foot down on him now.
Yeah, and once you've got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of it.
Drains the three-pointer. And that's now 10 points for DeAndre Hunter.
And Hunter can really do damage from deep. The defense has to get out on him.
And that one's good. Hardy.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible. Well, he's making a concerted effort to use the three-point shot here in the second half. Only 1 in the first, 3 since the break.
Now, here's Hardy. Hunter grabs the miss. Hunter's got 4 rebounds in this game. Young outside. Shoots over Hardy. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And now just a 5-point Maverick lead. Hardy passes to Grimes. Now here's Hardy. He's covered closely. Pass to Grimes. Over Daniels. Shot by Grimes. No good. And the Hawks with possession. They're on a 12-4 run. Young finds Hunter. Daniels with it. Back to Hunter. The kick out to Young. A second chance effort. And Lawson with the block. They recover it. And it's Ricochet missing. Mavericks leading by 5. Now here's Hardy. Pass to Grimes. Dallas, no good that time either.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. But despite his struggles, they're ahead in the game.
Here's Young. On target from 13 feet. Young's got 15 points here in the second half.
I mean, look. Trae Young is getting whatever he wants. Just keep getting him the ball.
Pass to Kleba. In the corner, Lively with it. And it's Daniels with the rebound. The Hawks trail by 3. And here's Young. Now Okongwu. Misses the chippy right there.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Lawson has the open look. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Hawks have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Here's Young. An easy 2 points on the layup. Young's got 28 points for the game. And Jason Kidd is called timeout. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. Atlanta making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Okongwu. Johnson comes in for DeAndre Hunter. And it's Bogdanovich in for Dyson Daniel. Now, here is Irving. Pass to Thompson. And here is Washington. Here he goes. Young with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Here's Bogdanovich. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
And this team has complete faith in Bogdanovich's ability to hit big shots. This guy just doesn't seem to feel the pressure.
Here's Doncic. Good work defensively by Capella. Here's the Hawks with the ball. They're on a 20-7 run. Pass to Johnson. Young, right side. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. And now a 3-point Hawks lead.
This is why people are just so high on Young, because he comes through with big shots in the game.
Doncic outside. There's the 3. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
And the rejection by Gafford. Thompson with it. He's picked up by Ricochet. Thompson outside. Doncic outside. Washington sets the pick for Doncic. And it's off from three-point range. Atlanta's gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Pass to Capella. It's Young on the wing. Over Irving. Kicks it out to Johnson. Ricochet with it. Capella finds Bogdanovich. Goes back up. Good.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Now, here is Irving. Over in the corner, Doncic. Cans the three.
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and it's his personality. He comes up with the goods on that one.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game, and he wants to be prepared. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Bogdanovich. It's rebounded by Dallas. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Johnson. That shot misses. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Mavericks. It's a one-point game. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. So I'm looking at the clock, and guys, the situation. What do you think we're going to see next?
This is where great coaching can pay dividends.
Well, they'll likely only get one shot at this. They need to make it count.
Young, it's off.
Yeah, the defense is right to challenge Young inside, but he's a persistent guy.
And no good is the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that ties the game up.
Yeah, look, you'd like to take the lead on that possession, but at least he was able to tie the game up.
Gafford sets the pick for Thompson. And he recovers it. Shoots over Rizashea. Yes!
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
So a close game sees Dallas taking this. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Hey, thanks very much, Clay. You had it going tonight. Now, when you are that hot, what are you trying to do on the court?
Took a couple bad shots, a couple heat checks, but they went in tonight, fortunately. When you got the hot hand, you're just looking for that little ounce of space, because all you need is an inch or two, and that thing's just flicking off your wrist so easy, and it just happened to be one of those nights.
That leads to one of those wins for your team, man. Thanks very much. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And that about wraps it up. So, for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, our player of the game, Luka Doncic.